Hey everyone, and welcome back to The Explainer. So, let me guess. You wake up, grab your coffee, open the morning news, and boom, there's yet another headline screaming about how AI is going to wipe out millions of jobs. And suddenly, you're stuck with this creeping sense of dread that you just can't shake for the rest of the day, right? Yeah, I completely get that feeling. It is literally everywhere right now. But look, today, we are not doing doomsday prophecies. We're flipping the script. We're going to talk about the jobs that AI genuinely cannot touch yet.
Okay, let's dive into this. We're going to look at exactly why certain roles are just fundamentally hard to replace, and honestly, what we can learn from them. It's time to step back from all the panic, take a logical look at the landscape, and draw a really clear line between cold, artificial computation and genuine human reality.
So, here is our roadmap for today. 1. AI's true strength. 2. Irreplaceable emotions. 3. Making judgment calls in chaos. 4. Real physical crafts. 5. Creativity drawn from life. And 6. We'll wrap up with 3 highly practical tips. It's a solid, structured plan to deconstruct this anxiety. So let's get right into it.
Section 1. AI's true strength and what it actually does best.
Now, to understand what AI can't replace, we first have to be completely honest about what it's incredibly good at. AI is an absolute master at processing massive amounts of data, spotting patterns, and churning through highly repetitive tasks. I mean, typing, translating, pumping out basic customer service replies, analyzing complex financial reports. It does all of this at lightning speed, and it never, ever gets tired. And this brilliantly illustrates the sharp contrast we're talking about today. On one side, you have AI's sterile, high-speed computation. On the other side, the messy, warm reality of being human. Our strengths lie in genuine emotional connection, making judgments in total chaos, physical presence, and lived experience. These are elements that you simply cannot put into code.
Which brings us to Section 2, Irreplaceable Emotions and Why Human Connection Matters. Okay, I want you to vividly imagine a scenario for a second. You're sitting in a hospital and you've just received news from a doctor that you need major surgery. In that terrifying, super vulnerable moment, would you rather have a highly efficient robot holding your hand or a real, living, breathing nurse? The answer is pretty obvious, right? AI can instantly spit out 100 logical bullet points on how to cope with medical anxiety, but it cannot give you physical companionship and the warmth of genuine empathy. Actually, research shows that a patient's trust in their care provider directly accelerates their recovery process. AI provides information, sure, but only humans can provide the vital trust that truly heals.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it highlights a massive AI blind spot. Look at those 3 simple words, "I'm so tired." You type that into an AI, it reads it as a basic command, maybe suggests you get 8 hours of sleep or drink some coffee. But it completely misses the unspoken, heavy emotional weight behind those words, the burnout, the grief, or just that deep existential exhaustion. It doesn't feel that weight.
And because of that exact blind spot, jobs that rely heavily on interpersonal emotion are deeply secure. We're talking therapists, social workers, elder care providers, hospice staff. For these absolutely essential roles, the core competency isn't data retrieval. It's delivering the profound warmth of human empathy. It's looking someone in the eyes and saying, "I understand," and actually meaning it, because you are human too.
Moving on to Section 3. Judgment in chaos and making decisions in unpredictable environments.
See, AI thrives when things are stable and rule-based. But the real world, it is incredibly chaotic. Just look at the rapid-fire reality of an ER doctor. Step 1, a patient comes in with 3 rare conflicting symptoms all at once. Step 2, terrified family members are crying right nearby. Step 3, hospital resources are dangerously low. And Step 4, that doctor has exactly 5 minutes to make a life or death decision. And AI can absolutely assist with the initial diagnosis, for sure, but taking in that entire chaotic room and making the final life-saving judgment call, that still firmly requires a human being.
And this applies to any job that needs intense situational intuition. Think about criminal investigators reading a suspect's micro-expressions, crisis negotiators talking someone down, or senior engineers dealing with a sudden, catastrophic emergency on a job site. These intense scenarios demand a specific blend of human experience, gut intuition, and just the ability to read a room. That is a skill set an algorithm simply doesn't possess.
Let's move to Section 4 and see how this builds into real physical crafts and navigating physical variables.
People always kind of assumed the AI threat is just hanging over white-collar office workers. But surprisingly, AI actually struggles immensely with physical, hands-on tasks. A plumber deals with weird, unique pipe layouts in every single bathroom. An auto mechanic has to physically touch and listen to the specific quirks of different car engines. A chef has to navigate a cramped kitchen, judge the physical state of ingredients on the fly, intuitively adjust the heat, and cater to a specific customer's taste to cook a soul-moving meal. Current robots are just nowhere near that level of physical adaptability.
And honestly, it goes way beyond just basic physical labor. Look at master craftsmen, luthiers building violins, leather artisans, ceramicists. These roles demand decades of accumulated physical feel and a really profound understanding of raw materials, knowing exactly the limit of how a specific piece of wood bends or how wet clay yields to your thumb. That tactile intuition is completely unscannable and unreplicatable by AI.
All right, Section 5, Creativity from Life, and Art Fueled by Real Experiences.
Now I know exactly what the most common counterargument is here, but AI can write poetry and paint pictures. And yeah, I can. But consider this phrase right here: crying at 3 a.m. while eating instant noodles. An AI has never experienced a broken heart. It has never felt the visceral reality of crying over late-night ramen because you lost someone important. It hasn't felt physical pain or grief or overwhelming joy. Truly resonant art requires genuine life experience.
Because of this, jobs demanding real-life experience, screenwriters, novelists, poets, stage directors, have a massive moat around them. AI can mimic a writing style or generate a generic plot, sure, but it cannot replicate deep, lived-in compassion. Take the acclaimed author Yu Hua, Writing to Live. That incredible depth comes from real historical experience and suffering. AI might understand the syntax, but it does not have a soul.
Let's bring it all together with Section 6, 3 practical tips on how to adapt and thrive.
So the crucial point is how we bring this macro analysis right down to your own career path. Step 1, make your human flavor your absolute core advantage. Whether you are an accountant or a manager, double down on communication, trust building, and conflict resolution. Step 2, use AI as your assistant, not a replacement. Outsource those boring, repetitive tasks to it and use that freed up time to focus on creativity, judgment, and human relationships. And Step 3, keep learning what only humans can do. Steer your career toward cross-disciplinary problem solving in areas with really high emotional needs.
Ultimately, the era of AI isn't the era of human unemployment. It's the era where we actually must become more human than ever before. The roles that survive and thrive are going to be the ones that require you as a person, not just the tasks you complete. So I want you to look at your own day-to-day life. What part of your job is the hardest for AI to replace? Think about it and share your answers down in the comments. Thank you so much for joining me for today's Explainer. Keep learning, keep leaning into your humanity, and I'll see you next time.